in a very unprecedented move, which very few market participants must have seen it coming. In the last auction of the financial year 2025-2026, the interest rate, the cutoff yield for the 20-year bond and the 10-year bond is somewhat surprising, but in a good way. The results for today's auctions are out. For the 20-year bond, the cutoff yield is at 16.5%. Now, this is very good. When you think about the last time the 20-year bond was auctioned off in April, the yield at the time was 16.098%. There has been an upward increase by over almost 50 basis point, to the extent possible that the cutoff price is at 97 for 100. If the cutoff price is 97, which means the people who have bought the 20-year bond have got it at a discount. Yes. Imagine the 20-year bond. You remember when I was doing the analysis, the 20-year bond is paying a coupon in July, on July 10th, which is almost 29 days from today. 29 days from today. And people got this bond at a cutoff yield of 16.5%, which means the people who bought this bond, they got it at a discount of close to 2%, but at the same time, they are getting a coupon very, very soon. This bond, the government had offered close to 430 billion. The total amount that was tendered was over 680 billion, and government accepted around 527 billion. So the government almost accepted a significant amount of money, and that means the competitive bidders are priced that in. And since we are closing the year, this is the highest yield on a 20-year bond or even a 25-year bond, I believe, since Feb. So for the last 5 months, we have not seen anything like 16.5% as a cutoff yield. When you go to the 10-year bond, it came in at a cutoff yield of 15.625%. Very, very good, right? You think about the last time we bought the 15-year bond, in March, people bought it at 14.5%, where they paid almost 10% premium. Right now, they are going to pay just 4% premium. And this is where a majority of the people went in. The government wanted the 330 billion. It received only a tender of 1.1 trillion, and it ended up accepting 860 billion. I don't know whether the government is front-loading, because in July they won't borrow that much. Do not be surprised that they are choosing to take so much debt right now in June to enable them not to borrow so much in July, or because we are at the end of the financial year, or if URA, Uganda Revenue Authority, is so behind on its revenue targets that they have to compensate them with this kind of borrowing. Because in the last auction of the financial year, the last treasury bond auction of the financial year, they are taking 527 billion in the 20-year bond, taking 860 billion in the 10-year bond, taking 287 billion in the 3-year bond. When you combine all those two, you are looking at close to 1.7 trillion in the June auction alone. But hey, for the investors, especially those who, when I was doing the analysis, who went for the 20-year bond the last time it's coming on the market, you are in the money. You got a discount at the data price. You've got a discount at the clean price. You are getting paid 28 days later. We haven't seen something like this in like 4 or 5 months, which is very, very good. I don't know if this upward tick might continue in July and we make some good money. The problem in July, they're going to introduce some new bonds, so we don't know. But at least, this is a win for every single person that has invested in this auction. This is an amazing win. This is the last auction. So for those of you who might be going to the secondary market to buy treasury bonds, the 20-year bond might be the one you should be targeting. You might get it at a very good price, because if the banks and the institutional investors might have gotten a good allocation, it means that you can now price in at a discount or at par, which you can recover in July when you get paid, this bond pays a coupon. The 10-year bond, for it will continue to be at a premium.